Picture this. It's the dead of night, your flashlight flickering as you step over shattered glass and crumbling concrete. The air's thick with dust, and every creak of the floorboards feels like a warning. You're not supposed to be here, but that's exactly why you are. Welcome to episode 119 of the Red River Horror Podcast. I'm your host for this evening, Eddie Caiazzo, and tonight we're diving into the shadowy world of urban exploration with a few of my friends. From the haunting halls of Pennhurst Asylum, before it was a haunted attraction, we'll talk about the once forgotten grounds, some other famous abandoned schools, and we'll head into the darkness of some familiar tunnels. Join me, along with a few fellow explorers, to share chilling stories of trespassing into the past. Grab your flashlight, check your batteries, and whatever you do, don't look behind you. Don't stop walking, because we're about to step into the channels of fear.
Welcome to the Red River Horror Podcast, where the channels of fear wind through the shadows of your darkest nightmares. From cursed horror films and bone-chilling tales to whispered interviews and the desolate echoes of abandoned places, we explore every sinister current. Grip your oars tightly and brace for the journey ahead. Now, guiding you through the murky waters, your host, Joe Zakreski, joined by Red River Horror founder, Eddie Caiazzo.
All right, welcome back to the Red River Horror Podcast. Eddie Caiazzo in for the great Joe Zakreski this week. One of my best buddies, the host of the Red River Horror Podcast. Joe will be back with us next week, and we're going to sink our hooks into I Know What You Did Last Summer, the series as a whole, and the one that just came out, the 2025 one. You're not going to want to miss this. So that'll be quite the unfiltered discussion. Joe, we miss you, but we'll see you next week. Okay. Members of the Midnight Society, hello. This is our unofficial, unoriginal.
It's not the official name.
Well, listen.
It's not the official name.
Let me finish. It's the unofficial, unoriginal name for us 30-somethings, 30-somethings.
It's a working title.
Yeah, that we like to go hunt in these abandoned places. Now, not always, but mostly in the dark of night. So, here through Zoom, everybody give it up. It's Sean Gallagher, everyone. Good evening, Sean.
Yay. What's going on?
Uh-huh. Living the dream, brother. And my good buddy, Chris Henley.
How you doing out there?
Yep.
Great to be here.
Yes, sir. Pipe Layer of the Year 2019 and 2024.
That is correct. That is why I have 4 children.
And we're only missing one from the Midnight Society here, and that's our buddy Wharton. I know. His name is withheld to protect the innocent, but he knows who he is, and he'll absolutely have to join us when we do this again. So, but today,
I absolutely love that introduction of him. That's great.
You like that?
I hope he listens to this so he could just respond back to us, be like, "That was great."
Loving the Uncrustable there, Sean. It's great.
Ooh,
hell yeah.
Oh yeah, and we are on video, folks. So if you can actually see us, which is very exciting.
Yeah, especially for me, first time on video. This is quite a trip. Loving it.
What do you think of the set?
I love this set, and I am absolutely enamored by the Bates Motel and the Godzilla holding the American flag.
Thank you. Thank you. And as you pointed out before we started here, yes, Godzilla is Japanese, but he's showing respect by holding the flag.
Absolutely, yes. Yes. Yes, sir.
So, gentlemen, you share something in common, and I'll be honest, this whole exploring abandoned places thing was brought up by you guys. I always wanted to do it, never thought of how I could kick it off, never thought of how I could kind of get something like that going until you guys just said, F it, let's do it, let's go. Yeah. And, you scoped out some places, did a lot of research, found a lot of different places. So what we're doing now, but something that Sean and Chris, that you have in common, you actually explored the abandoned Pennhurst Asylum.
Yes.
Oh, did we ever?
Yes. Probably from
many hours.
Years about 2016 to I mean, no, not really 2016. I'm
I was
sorry.
about to say that's no. This was pre-child.
Oh seven after we
I'd say like '07, yeah, something like that. Maybe it was maybe late '06, '07 was when we really started. That's when you took me to Pennhurst
right.
for
So
the
it
first time.
were, before that, I didn't know about Pennhurst, and the way I got introduced to Pennhurst was I was taken there by a group of kids that I hung out with at the time, and let's just say they were on some other uh stuff that I didn't do at the time, but it was quite an experience, and I brought Sean back there, and it grew into this thing that was an every weekend thing. We just went there and boozed it up, and
It was yeah.
Well, we'll save some of those stories. Yes, I know it was
yeah,
quite the popular hangout for people doing unsavory things back then. Um, uniquely, like right after that period of time for you guys, it was, and it may have already been purchased. I don't know, but it was obviously purchased privately by
right,
someone, and then
right.
ultimately turned into one of the top haunted attractions in America.
That is correct. That is
Um,
absolutely correct. Yeah.
so
And we were there too. What was that like 2 years ago for
Um,
Chris? I mean,
that was about 2 years ago. Yeah, we did an overnight kind of thing for the paranormal. It was like get there at 8 o'clock, check in, and then you're checking out around 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. But that was
wow.
a quite experience. That was another experience, and that's
yeah,
actually my
we'll
first.
get to that.
That's where I had my first paranormal experience in my entire life.
Whoa.
Whoa, wait, whoa. You didn't tell me this. What?
Well, we'll get to it, like you said.
Okay.
But
All
that's
right, new
normal.
stuff. I like new
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and that's kind of what made me not a skeptic anymore. So yeah,
Nice.
yep,
Although I really want to be the one to expose you, but you exposed yourself.
yeah,
So
yeah.
That's what
that's
always
good. That's good. It's
happens.
good enough for me.
Well, just a quick history for folks listening on Pennhurst. This was actually, before it was purchased privately, the Pennhurst State School and Hospital, originally named the Eastern Pennsylvania State Institution for the Feeble-Minded and Epileptic, and was established in 1908 in Spring City, PA, to house individuals with mental and physical disabilities. Intended as a model facility, it quickly became overcrowded, admitting over 10,000 patients, including immigrants, orphans, and criminals, by the 1960s, far exceeding its 1,984 capacity. Conditions deteriorated, marked by neglect, abuse, and inhumane treatment. Patients were classified as, quote, imbecile or insane and subject to harsh punishments, including restraints, isolation, forced sterilizations. There's over 300 cases of that, by the way, there. A
Yeah.
1968 five-part expose by reporter Bill Baldini, Suffer the Little Children, revealed appalling conditions showing patients chained, malnourished, and abused. 1974, Halderman versus Pennhurst lawsuit filed on behalf of resident Terry Lee Halderman led to a 1977 ruling by District Judge Raymond Broderick declaring that Pennhurst violated patients' constitutional rights. The case settled in 1984 resulted in the facility's closure on December 9th, 1987, and spurred the disability rights movement promoting community-based care. So there was something good that did come out of it because of all that was so bad. Post closure, Pennhurst fell into disrepair. In 2008, it was purchased by Pennhurst LLC. So I'll leave it there. And Sean, I want to go to you first, joining us on video here.
Yep.
It was purchased privately in 2008, and you said you guys first ventured there in 2007. So, uh, if you can think back to that time, what was your first impression? Getting on the grounds. Like, let's just say that when you arrived, before you started doing things to alter your mind, when you arrived on property, how did you feel? What was the vibe?
Well, the first time we went there, I'd only heard about Pennhurst from Chris and the stories that where he was talking about earlier, going with a bunch of kids and they were all doing unsavory things. Um,
It's a good
but I
word.
remember the drive there. There was a lot of first in my life on that one particular night because it was the first time I believe that I listened to Riders on the Storm by the Doors.
Okay, so the ambient sound is
And
very important. Riders on the storm.
yeah, we were rolling in. It was like the rain trickling down and everything. It wasn't raining that night,
Right.
but
Yeah, now that you
uh,
mentioned that, yeah.
Wow.
yeah. And so we get in. I'm terrified. I'm like I'm trying to put on a brave face, but let's be honest, I was scared shitless. Um, so getting out of the car, it literally took me a long time to even like move forward. Like he was ready to go, and
Mhm.
Chris was absolutely ready to go. He's like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go."
He's
And I'm
excited
like,
to
"Yeah,
dive
you're
right
gonna
in.
have to give me a second." Like looking around, like it's the first time I've ever been to a place like that. First time I've ever done something like that. Um, although there was what was that other place? Byberry. That was technically the first time, but I was only there for like a half hour before I built it.
Look, we can get to we have done quite a bit in the past 3 years as the quote unquote Midnight Society. All right, so we'll get to Byberry, we'll get to all that stuff.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about Byberry right now. But
But
the first time I was on Pennhurst, the usual trek we did was I forget what building it was, but we park up, we walk off to the left of this or the right of this one building. It had a little path that reached all the way back and it dipped you into the underground tunnels out back. And that walk to the tunnel entrance took me forever because I was sitting there like hyperventilating, like I was terrified. Like and then so it was for I can't put a pinpoint on how much time it actually took to get me into the tunnels, but once I was in, that was it. I fell in love with the whole aspect of urban exploration just because I was, first of all, it was a thrill. I was in a place I should not be at,
right.
probably breaking all kinds of laws, and not to celebrate those things,
No,
but
no, that the reason I picked this too, also, guys, we are well past the statute of limitations, so we can speak freely about something that happened in 2007.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you about that. Yep.
So, so now moving forward, we've been to a few places since, but right now you can speak freely on that period of time.
Mhm.
yeah.
So,
Um, the whole time he was taking me up to I can't talk, tunnel entrance.
hmm
He's coaxing me. He's like, come on, man. We didn't come here for nothing. Come on, man. Um, and looking into the because the way to get into the tunnel, so to go down this ramp, and there was a door. It was like, well, two doors. It's kind of like propped open. You kind of had to like shimmy
Okay.
yourself in.
Yeah.
Uh, broken glass from the window on the door everywhere.
yeah.
And inside these tunnels, it's like endless, an endless pitch of black. If you have a flashlight, obviously you can see where you're going, but like even just putting it up against the wall and just looking back, wow. And honestly, I don't think I've ever been to another place like it since. I've been to other places, but Pennhurst was just different. For the first time, it still ranks as number one.
Wow. No, because I mean, right now you got to think like Pennhurst has been violated in that it's under control now. Like now everything's controlled. If you were to get lost in the tunnels or if you veered off going to the haunted attraction that's there and went into the tunnels, somebody could bring you safely back. But at that point in time, 2007, that's not the case, my friend.
I mean, it's very easy in that place because that is a big campus.
hmm
Well,
Like,
if you
hit,
remember, there was a naval barracks too, Sean, that was adjacent to that property where they practiced most of their stuff. And
oh yeah, that's
got
right.
that one guy, and I said nice camo, but he was practicing
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, true story. But
we
yeah,
had a whole group of people with us that night. That was hilarious. Was that the night where we had those two other guys with us, and they were like so goddamn scared, like they're
yeah,
like timid, like every
all blended
sound spooked
together.
them.
Sean, you have a better memory with that kind of stuff. All those nights kind of blended together with those 2 years, 3 years we were there.
Well,
Because it was literally like every weekend, Friday or Saturday or both.
Yeah, yeah,
and that's kind of what I want to get into because again, this is you're going into the unknown. You don't know who's going to be there, whether it's people training for war games with the Navy or somebody more nefarious or somebody there doing something that they shouldn't be doing or someone who's dangerous. So you
Absolutely.
riders on the storm are rolling up.
Yeah.
Was that in the Jeep?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
the Jeep.
we had, probably had a bunch of monster cans in the back and yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
there was a handful of times that I drove too. And I'm looking back on it. It's an absolute miracle that neither of our cars got fucked with,
Yeah.
like, at all.
Like slash tires come back, you
Like
know.
we went to Philly one time. I think it was for your birthday, actually, your 21st. And
Yeah.
we came back to the car and it was smashed.
Right off of South Street, I left my Sirius radio on. It was a stupid move.
So so Sean, you remember you roll up on the property. It's, Riders on the Storms playing. You're scared. Now, the first thing you just spoke about were the tunnels.
Hmm.
Chris, is that the first place that you took Sean, or did you guys go somewhere else on that first time, like you brought Sean specifically?
Right.
Clearly, you had a lay of the land
Yes.
a little
So
bit.
so when I brought Sean, I basically like he said, it was very overgrown. You could just barely make out the blacktop, and I knew one of the routes that was kind of grassy, so we took that. He was a bit nervous when he showed up there, but like I tried to coerce him, into the tunnel. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I tried to coerce him into the tunnel, but like so it's just it's a different experience there, man. For like going up there, it's very overwhelming because in the tunnels, like Sean said, that leads to each and every single building on that property. So like you can explore just from those tunnels every single piece of property on there, just about.
You could spend an entire night in those tunnels
Yeah.
and never see the same thing
Yeah.
twice.
Now,
Yeah.
now, have you ever done that? Have you ever taken the tunnels from one building to another?
No, I mean we've taken the tunnels all the way to the end where they remember the morgue and where they pulled all the patient's teeth and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Yeah. So we took it there, and that's where that guy Phantom, who actually lived there, he took us on a tour. The one
He
time
showed us where the morgue was,
he
wasn't he?
stuff that we've never even seen before, like the printing press,
Mm.
people's social security numbers on the ground,
That
medical
was insane.
files. Pretty. That's why I
Oh,
said it's very overwhelming. The property is so big.
Well,
well,
I gotta tell you, if we can just take a step outside of the building for one hot minute,
yeah.
walking up that path to go to the tunnels, and you mentioned being overgrown. It most certainly was overgrown.
Yes.
Walking through these what looks like tight corridors of just overgrown shrubbery. The whole time I'm thinking something's going to come out and like attack me
Yeah. Yeah.
because you can't see shit. You can't see a goddamn thing, and all
So,
these overgrown like.
well, so there's a guy Phantom who lives there at this time?
Yes. His
Yeah, he
tag.
tagged
Yeah.
a lot of Pennhurst just with the word Phantom. Um,
Oh, okay. So he's an art. So he lived in the area. He didn't live at Pennhurst.
Oh no, he most definitely lived at Pennhurst.
he claimed to live at Pennhurst.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh. Yeah, Chris, don't worry. It's a podcast. You can drink.
there was another time. Speaking of seeing other people,
Right.
Yeah.
we've got actually. I remember quite a bit about seeing other people there, but there was one time, and I think it was with the camo night. It was when we were in there in the tunnels, and these other guys just pop up in the intersection in the tunnels. No flashlight, no nothing.
There. You
And
guys are walking through.
and and he was like, "Yeah, man, we've been here all day waiting for someone to show up."
I remember that and that.
Like-
Yep.
And we were like out so fast. I was like, "Nope."
Goes of what you can get into that's very dangerous there. You don't know the unknowns. Like me and Sean are there. I know Sean. Sean, me. I don't know those people that just came up to us in the
Yeah.
tunnel. I don't know if they have a gun. I don't know if they have a knife. Like the ghost I'm cool with, man. Like I don't think they're
Yeah, it's like I'm more worried about the people than the ghosts that may
Right.
reside there.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say now, kind of doing this with you guys for the past few years. It is scarier. It's so weird that you say it that way. Like human beings are much scarier than the supernatural.
Mm.
Is one
Absolutely.
thing that I have absolutely learned in the past few years. It's not like, you grow up and you're afraid of ghosts, or you grow up and you're afraid of possession. You grow up and you're afraid of these supernatural things.
Right.
But yes, when you're on a property on just one of the places that we went to that I've been to with you guys on like a school's campus, like a big, massive, sprawling campus, and you're kind of in one place and then you hear people in another place, that is something, that's a feeling that I've never quite
Yeah.
felt because you have no idea.
Your stomach and your
And
heart.
and you know what?
Yeah.
I got a story about that, which has nothing to do with Pennhurst, so we can wait till the end for that one. But
Yeah.
that experience raised a lot of questions and raised a lot of flags for me.
Yeah. That's why Sean
Just
like
be
carries now. No,
Yeah,
I'm just
right.
kidding.
well, honestly, the
Yeah.
place in question, I want to go back, dude.
Yeah.
Like I want to go back. We'll
Yeah.
get to that in a minute.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying,
we'll get to
I
that in
want
a
to go
minute, though,
back.
but I'm just kind of glad you got there organically with Pennhurst. So you're in the like it's nighttime, you're in the tunnels, you're walking through. These people are standing there for God knows how long in the dark, and then saying, "Well, we were waiting for someone to come here." It's just like,
Yeah.
well, what the hell does that mean, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Honestly, I would have been a little less freaked out if they had flashlights.
Right?
They
But
they had nothing.
walking up in
Just
the
the bags on their backs, no flashlights. It's like they knew where to walk in pitch darkness. Like that's no.
So then, how did that end?
We just went we walked the opposite direction and I guess they never followed us. I
Sean
don't know.
knows
Maybe
better
they
than
weren't bad
we had
people.
trust with
Oh
him.
my God!
Yeah.
So
But we just left.
that's a creepy experience. So literally, you walk up on these people. They say we've been waiting for somebody all day.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Right. In the pitch black. All right, bro. Well, I'll see you guys later. All right. And then you just turn around and go in the opposite direction. And that's that.
That's that. Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Dan Moran, when we took him, sorry, name drop, but we took him and he came upon somebody with a handgun
Oh,
that was, I guess, there for their protection, but like
Hmm.
that's intimidating, like somebody pulls a piece out like that, then you're just trying
Well, I mean,
to
we're-
explore.
if I knew then what I know now, I would too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like I have I have one of those baton things, those extendable baton things.
No, that's something different. I'm talking about guns and stuff.
No, I know, but it's a weapon's a weapon, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. Because I will tell you guys, I did go to a place on my own just the other night, actually.
Okay.
And I'll tell you guys about it after
Excellent.
after we stop recording.
All right.
Because it's right for the pickings. But I did go at night and it was dark. It was an old, abandoned, like a massive store.
Oh, nice.
So
Oh, cool.
so I'm taking pictures and I'm walking around like the campus, I'll call it, where the parking lot was and things like that. And then I heard a door close, like heard the door close, and I'm like, huh. I'm like, this is probably not a good idea. I should probably turn around because I was looking for a way in, looking for. So I'm just like, okay. So I start walking back, and then I hear voices. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Oh, so that's how it ended.
Yeah, that's
Oh, man. I'm out.
Well,
Yeah.
well, just because luckily it wasn't so. If you're in the tunnels at Pennhurst, you don't have much. You can only go forward or backward. That's it. Luckily, while overgrown, this kind of campus I was in was overgrown. It was a lot of the like where the parking lot was and where the walking paths
I got you.
were not. So
Yeah.
I could move pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
I didn't run. I didn't chicken out and run.
But these were people that were already there before you.
Yes.
I guess, quote unquote, exploring or squatting.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
And that's the other thing, the squatters, man, you come into contact with them. That's a little intimidating,
did
It
you
really
see,
is.
did you see any squatters before at Pennhurst?
No, just that Phantom guy that said he supposedly lived there, and that was it.
Yeah, squatters, that's a tough one because that has a couple different meanings. Squatters could be considered homeless, and homeless could be considered squatters. Like
Right.
you don't know.
I was going to say, is there a politically correct term for squatters now?
The I
Non
know we've been to other places where we found like homeless people or whatever. But at Pennhurst, the only people I've come across were Phantom and the small amount of other people that we've encountered.
So
Um,
tell me about Phantom. He was just cool. Like he's just like, oh, hey guys, welcome to my lair. Come on.
honestly,
Yeah.
pretty nice dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty open book. And he was, just nothing but nice and
You wouldn't think of it from looking at him, honestly,
yeah.
but he was a nice guy.
He's the one who showed us that witchcraft room, which I don't know if you remember, Sean. It was just a room filled with like couches, and they had
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We had to climb a fire escape to get to that floor
yeah, yeah.
on another building.
Mhm. and that was like one room that just stood out to me. That's like everything else was so blank and so peeled and so
Yeah.
deteriorated, but that room was like intact. Kind of blew my mind.
And
Hmm.
there's like an empty case of beer sitting on the one side of the
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. So Phantom shows you a witchcraft room. Now, this wasn't like a sanctioned witchcraft room. Like this was just something that over the years people did witchcraft in, or maybe
They
drew a
most cer-
pentagram or something.
they most certainly did because there was a lot of melted wax around and there
Yeah.
was a ton of
Yeah,
pent.
I don't know about designated, but it was a place for them to go and do that for sure.
It's like they took all the furniture that they made at Pennhurst and put it all in one room and then,
Man.
like sabotaged it. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So now that brings us, I don't want to get to modern times just yet. Uh, so barring that this isn't the creepiest thing that happened. So was the creepiest thing that happened to you at Pennhurst at that time running into those people and into the unknown, or has something else? Um,
No, I've got a few stories that are creepier than just running into people.
okay.
Like running into people, at least they're people, they're human beings. I know they're physical, I know they're of this realm. Otherwise, that's, I mean, again, humans are always scarier than the paranormal, but the paranormal is still scary. Um, there was one time Chris and I went, well, actually, I'll talk about the first night because this happened the first night too. The first night I was there, we're in the tunnels. Once we're finally in, and I'm just like, I'm in it, and we're just doing it.
Hmm.
Um, we walked a while down the tunnels. I don't remember how far down, but there was like two rooms next to each other, one on the left, one on the right, and in the middle there was like a conjoined closet that they shared, I guess, some kind of other room where you walked in and you could still get to the other rooms. Um, I went into the closet, I was looking in there, poked my head into the room on the left with the flashlight, and was scanning the room. And mind you, again, we are in the tunnels. There's no wind down there.
Mm-hmm.
No windows, just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I see this rocking chair rocking. Thought nothing of it in the moment. I just kept scanning. And once my brain kind of, reset itself and realized what it had saw, I, I shit you not, man. Turn back, flashlights on the chair, rocking, and it doesn't just like stop, like it just stops. It's not a rolling stop, like perpetual motion. It'll rock back and forth until it finally just stops. This just stopped. Just stopped dead when the flashlight was on it. Chris was not in the room at the time to see it. He was exploring another room,
Hmm.
but that scared the absolute holy hell out of me because that was like in the first night I'm going to abandoned mental asylum that is known to be haunted. I see that.
So did anything else happen, or just the feeling because you're in a very different mode when you're
So
actually in it. Like so you're in it, you're already like adrenaline's already high. You're
yeah, so
doing something. So that specifically just like a chair rocking on its own in the distance was enough.
yes, because there's no wind down there. There's no reason for that chair to be rocking at all.
Hmm.
Because I feel like if anyone put weight on that chair, it would just crumble.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. There's no reason for that chair to be rocking like that. And then to just stop dead. Not just a slow rolling stop, but you do with a stop sign. Like just
Hmm.
stop dead. Terrifying. And it's just a simple rocking of the chair. I understand it doesn't sound like that spooky, but when you witness it,
Mhm.
it's completely different. Like I immediately bolted in. I was like, we gotta go, we gotta go. He's like, why? I'm like, I don't know what I saw, but I saw what I saw. And he was like, nah, stop being a word I can't say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, I mean, Chris, you've always kind of been, I don't know if the word's cavalier, fearless. Like I could totally see you just pressing on.
Now him back in the day, he was practically fierce. I mean, he was also a skeptic back then too.
Very skeptic.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Never seen a ghost and all of that stuff. So it really never phased me.
Well, um, You did take some notes for tonight, and I
I did.
appreciate you guys.
I did. Yeah.
Again, we're missing our host this week, Joe Zakreski. He'll be back with me next week on the Red River Horror
Woohoo,
Podcast.
Joe.
Yep, we're going to be talking about the new I Know What You Did Last Summer and a whole
Oh,
bunch of, so not to make that kind of interruption, but I didn't want to waste some of the
Shameless
research that
plug.
you put, yeah, right. Some of the research that you kind of put into today's episode. So how much of what's on that page goes back to that time at Pennhurst? I'm just curious.
well, I mean, a lot of it is not firsthand accounts. It's more examples and the abuse that went on there. I
Wow.
mean, I have most of my firsthand accounts in my head, as far as like I said, with the guy with the Navy barracks that was possibly doing a training
Ooh,
thing there,
I
and
just remembered something. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just remembered something. It's another story of like something I experienced. We can table it for right now. I'll let Chris continue, but let's circle back to that.
Okay.
yeah, like the only real one that kind of stands out to me is like me and Sean just did an overnight there about 2 years ago, and nobody really wanted to go on the third floor in this Quaker building. I don't know if you remember that, Sean. There was like
Mhm.
it's up there.
How many people?
I guess there was 8 in our group.
Okay, so small
Yeah.
group.
There was a large group of people there. We were split up into several smaller groups.
And this was towards the end of the tour, so it was like really, really late. Like I'm
Mhm.
talking like probably 1:30, something like that in the morning. So we went up and me, like you guys said, I'm cavalier. I really could care less.
You're
Like
in.
nothing really phases me, there was bats up there and stuff like that. That's why people wouldn't go up. But
It's
I
hot
went
as
into
hell
this
up there.
one room and nothing really poked out at me. I went into this other room and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. No, nobody's up here with me. Nobody's around me, and I won't have any kind of interference. Let me knock on the wall like 4 times, and I'll say, hey, if there's anybody up here, please knock on the wall next to me, or make a noise, make anything. I'm a huge skeptic, and I'm here to try and be a believer.
Hmm.
And lo and behold, I had 4 stomps in the next room next to me, like blatant blows to either the wall or the floor after I knocked. And
Four
that's
specifically.
yeah, 4 specific knocks. And I knocked 4 times
That's a crazy amount of energy to have like a
to get
intelligent response like that.
that. Like, yeah, like I always see it on like, on the paranormal TV shows and stuff like that. And I think it's somebody in the next room knocking on the wall, stuff like that. But to see it firsthand is so mind blowing, and it's really changed my mind about a lot of stuff and how I view certain things that I used to shun off, like stuff that's happening at my house, maybe, or at somebody else's house. Like
Hmm.
I kind of look at it differently now. So Pennhurst
So,
has changed me as a person.
so how do you know that it wasn't somebody in the next room?
Well, I scanned the entire upstairs and nobody. So there were 6 people outside. One person was downstairs, and I believe one person was the tour guide.
Okay.
So nobody was upstairs, and they were all on the very first floor. And I was the only one that went all the way up to the third floor. So I checked all the rooms. I scanned it
And it
before
was
I
the
did it.
Quaker building?
It was a Quaker building. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, because what's crazy about that is you very specifically asked for four,
Hmm.
and that's what you received.
Indeed. Indeed. Very
Wow.
creepy too. Very chilling. And hair standing on the back of your neck kind of thing, which I've never
Mm.
experienced until then.
It's so crazy because like the light's reflecting off my headphones. So every time like I kind of come back to like see our guest on screen here, Sean,
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, is that a ghost? Like, so, no,
It's
no.
like an orb.
So I will tell you guys real quick my own Pennhurst story. I had been there after it was purchased and made into a haunted attraction.
Okay.
And very amateurish. I've never like I've gone on ghost hunts where you try and find things. You ask questions into the dark and see if something responds. Um, my first time at Pennhurst, it was obviously that main building. Do you know what that's called? That main one with the dome up top,
Sean would know.
I think that's the admin building.
Admin.
the
Okay.
admin building. Okay,
Is
so
it the one where
The bell tower.
yeah,
Yeah.
that building specifically is one of the attractions that I was waiting to go in. And, my dad just happened to, now it had to be like oh 09, 10. Whenever they opened that thing up, we went pretty early because obviously I was pretty excited to get on a property like that. I wasn't as brave as you guys. I wouldn't have gone there with illegally back in the day.
Trespassing. Yeah,
Yeah,
right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't have that kind of that kind of drive back when Pennhurst wasn't, officially owned by a company that was opening an attraction. So we're in line, and my dad's just snapping pictures of the different of the structure, just kind of the things going on. And I don't know what to make of this, but for some reason that building was like what I think it wasn't a digital. Did we have the phones that did the thing yet? So iPhones, what, oh 07 came out?
Mm.
No, so he had a camera. So when we got these pictures developed, they actually had orbs. Like there were orbs that lit up like crazy, almost as if it was peppering the building.
That, you know what? That's the one place that I would actually believe in orb, because usually, honestly, as far as orbs go, doesn't do it for me because it can honestly be dust. But
Me neither. But the funny thing is, we were outside, we were waiting in line. It didn't happen everywhere. Like it's not like he of course took pictures of other things,
mm,
right? Like other buildings that we were waiting to go in because there were I think three that you could access at that time for the haunted attraction purposes. And um yeah, that was the only one, that admin building, where he just thought like it literally lit up like a Christmas tree, that building. So
That is interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
know what to make of that. Maybe I should actually ask a medium to come on the show and explain what the different things mean because I don't know. Like
if you ever get a medium on the show, let me be a guest on as well because I have all the questions. I have all the fucking questions.
but like why would it be that one building? Why wouldn't it be everything else? And yes, I don't discount that it could be a trick of the light. It could be a shadow. I mean, it was pretty rainy that night. It could have been, some residual raindrops falling off of trees. Who the hell knows? But that was the one spot and the one picture or one series of pictures that actually had quote unquote orbs
Right.
within them. So,
Speaking of pictures, I had a picture that I took once at a place Chris and I went to, and I think this particular time we went during the day. I don't remember, or maybe it might have been somebody else. I don't know, but it was a burned down school, and went during the day, just walked around the perimeter. Didn't really go inside. Just took a couple pictures, and there was a gaping hole in the one side of the building, and I took a picture of it. And when I put the picture up on my phone, which was a Motorola Razor, showing my age here, our age, really. Um, it was just a dark hole, black hole, and shit you not, once again, it was like a smiley face that looked like it was formed in fire. And I wish I still had that picture. I was so stupid to not find a way to, you know,
yeah.
save that somewhere where I could always access it. But
All right.
oh,
So you guys do the is there anything actually from back then that we can I very specifically wanted to hone in on that first just because you have a unique experience in that um anybody that's been to the property since has been there in a controlled situation, you know. There's now tour guides, there's now people that kind of guide you along the Pennhurst experience. So you got to experience before that was a thing.
I just want to say that we were extremely immature back then, so we didn't treat we treated the place respectfully, but we also treated it as a place to like let loose like in our 20s and stuff and in our teens.
yeah, we
So
weren't really running around like constantly breaking shit. I mean,
no.
there were times where, bottles may have been broken. Um, but we weren't there for the sole count of destruction. We were there just to fucking let loose and have fun. But
Which is weird though. You got to think like that. That's a little strange Like who goes like I can see back the woods. I know back, Chris, where we lived in Philly, back Houston Playground, back
Oh
that
yeah,
people
pretty
drinking
much.
kegs, all
Yep.
that's like I can see cutting loose and being young in
But
a place like that. Why Pennhurst?
right, right. Well, it was kind of just like, the abandoned side of it, like intrigued me. But I would say, like it was just a place that it wasn't my house. It wasn't Sean's house. It was, it's just one of those things. And you took a drive. You took like a 25-minute drive from our house, and the whole experience of getting there and getting in there was
Honestly, the drive was always like amazing. Like it was just
I
two
mean,
dudes
Sean,
chilling in the car, blazing tunes.
I was gonna say you literally opened. I ask about Pennhurst, and the first thing you say is a Doors song.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it was the
right.
first time he brought me down there. That was the first time he exposed me to that particular song. I had heard a couple other Door songs before then, but that night he introduced me to Riders in the Store, and I fell in love with the Doors instantly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
So
Honestly,
thank you, Chris.
back to the immaturity though, I did just want to say like I think that's why it wasn't a haunted place to us. Like it was just a place to go, and it really like it never phased me as a haunted place when we went there. So I didn't really exactly look for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say like those 2 years of my life, like if I knew what I know now, like I would have treated it completely different and been more serious about going there, like while we had the chance. I did get a trespassing fine the last time we were there, and we've had such the craziest thing is we've had some crazy experience is there like as far as like funny stuff. I got my girlfriend's car stuck at the very end of Pennhurst Drive that you cannot turn around, and the car did not have reverse, so I was there pushing it out for an hour without the cops showing up at all. Thank God. I lost my car keys, Sean. I don't know if you're
Oh my
yeah, drive
God.
all the way back there. It was 2 a.m. in the morning and I was already hammered and I had to you had to drive all the way back there because my car was blocking your parents and your dad was gonna be pissed. Yeah,
Yo,
it
I'll
was like
never forget
funny.
that
Yeah,
night. Dude, we went there
back to me.
and it was cold, right? It was in the dead of winter because you slipped on ice, right?
Yes, sir, because I
Yeah.
slept on ice. Yep.
That was absolutely because we
Yep.
got all the way back home, realized he doesn't have his keys. I'm like,
How the hell did you find your keys in a place like
Well, we
this?
went back to the
we
place.
went right back to where he fell, and they were just there.
We were just there, dude.
They
Thank
were
God.
just there.
Is that just somewhere on the campus, or was it
It
a
was
building?
actually out front of the admin building where you just
Hmm.
the orbs were forming outside of the
Whoa.
building. Yep.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So funny and like it was
And no cops,
yeah.
none at all.
I mean, how you're pushing a car out for an hour with no cops is insane.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, no
It just
pun-
shows how derelict that place was.
Yeah.
respect. I didn't mean that word. I just, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
that's that's luck, my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing. That's the only way you can put it. A lot of that stuff was just luck. Uh
Well, I mean, I don't want to gloss over, Chris. You prepared a bit about Pennhurst for this show, so why don't we get into that?
yeah, I just wanted to touch on like some interesting facts and examples of the abuse that went on there. Half the residents were taught to brush their teeth, and only a third of them actually had teeth, which really did make no sense whatsoever to me. There was a pretty serious case involving a lady named Terry Lee Halderman, who was admitted in 1966 at 12 years old. And at about 21 years old, she was already missing several teeth, fractures of all of her fingers, her jaw, lacerations and scratches and bites. She was the very first one that came out after that documentary.
Yeah.
Um, and got the proper care. Like
She was
um
able to
yeah,
come out of there and yeah, that was a uh, Pennhurst does not have it's funny like I'm glad like we're kind of doing this episode like now, especially um in the current state that Pennhurst is in and how people view it. Like, yes, is there historical literature there that when you do go and go to the haunted attraction, you can read about all the atrocities that happened there and how bad things really were. But to a lot of people, it's not, they don't have that thought. Like it's kind of this cool, place to visit. Like, I mean,
Right.
even the ghost hunters, when Pennhurst first came, became privately owned, somebody bought it and turned it into something. Even the ghost hunters did like a Halloween live from there. So we kind of have this spectacle. Like there's the spectacle of Pennhurst. Like,
Which I love. I did the overnight, you
right,
know? Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people know it. So a lot of people don't know some of this stuff
Yeah, yeah,
that you're saying.
yeah. Yeah, 1955, the population rose to 3,500, which was 1,500 over capacity. And 200 were only enrolled in educational activities, which is really, really sad.
3,300 people were just
Yeah,
there.
forgotten about. There was an educational and industrial department, which was for the higher functioning. That's where they made most of their furniture and stuff like that. And then there was the custodian and the asylum department, which was the serious ill, which, like Eddie said, could be an orphan, could be an immigrant. I mean, it could be just somebody who like maybe had a learning disability, like
Yeah.
something as little as that, and they're shoved into I mean, let's just say a room with a whole different, a bunch of different illnesses that may not, they may not get the help or even close to any help
Mhm.
because it's so understaffed. But I mean, that's really all I really had. I mean, the seclusion rooms, they were really bad. Somebody was put in there for 16 days. So I just, I look at like what I've seen in 2007 to 2010 and I look at that and I'm amazed that I was in those rooms without experiencing anything,
Yeah.
or with
Okay,
maybe
so
something and overlooking it.
I just decided to look up Pennhurst real quick while y'all were talking,
Hmm.
and I just found some interesting facts. Um,
It's a very
first,
popular place, Sean.
no, I know, but this is like rather new. Like this is stuff that I wasn't not expecting to read. So, first, a fictional version of Pennhurst appears in the 2019 film Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which was filmed at an abandoned St. Thomas Psychiatric Hospital in Ontario, Canada. So,
That was,
I've watched that movie. I don't recall anything involving Pennhurst, so I'm gonna have to watch that again. That's interesting.
and it's interesting too in that movie, that is set, even though it was filmed in Canada, it was set in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yeah.
So pretty cool.
The next one here is Pennhurst was the basis for a fictional asylum, also named Pennhurst, that appears in the fourth season of Netflix series Stranger Things.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to watch that again because I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, these pop culture shout outs. Yeah, the Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
What's this next one?
Yeah,
Pennhurst figures significantly in the novel The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, 2023 by James McBride.
never read it.
Never read it, never heard of it, but it's interesting.
So now I have some homework to do here. I got to watch two things and read a book.
Yeah. I mean, Stranger Things new season's coming out soon, so catch up.
That's
Yeah, why
exciting.
not? Right. Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, then, yeah, and I think there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things the Pennhurst has inspired. Oh no, my mic, what are you doing?
Nah, just roll through it. You're fine.
Yeah.
Now we're rolling, we're rolling. Um, all right. So then I guess I don't want to spend too long. It's the thank you guys very much for sharing about Pennhurst specifically. I was very curious because every time that we all kind of talk about it, you do talk about it in you go back to a different place and time, and
Mhm.
that's not the best thing. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it's just like I never really got the scoop. Just like, oh yeah, remember that? Yeah, I remember. So it's good to
Remember
go
the
into
one
a little
time?
detail here
Yeah.
and find out some things. So yes, the unofficial, unoriginal name, Midnight Society. Three of us here. Watham, protecting the names of the innocent.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll join us soon. But it's been quite invigorating. It's been quite fun. You two have been the most active as far as being able to kind of get out there and experience these things, experience these places. So, um, briefly, I guess more Q&A, like Sean, what's been your favorite place to discover in the last 3 years?
Well, really, the only real answer I have to that, actually, I guess technically there's two. The first one would be the place that you found, the college.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love that place. I-
What's the name of it? So it was in New Jersey. Just quick
it's
story. I was taking my family to actually a balloon festival that ended up being way far in New Jersey. And I passed by and I drove by this thing. I'm like, is that an abandoned college, abandoned campus?
so it what was so Rowan University, that was their old campus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, I remember the first night we went there, Chris and I, and this is by far the craziest thing because there was literally no plan for Urbex whatsoever.
Just want to check it out.
He came over, he was like, "Yo, let's go check out Rowan." I'm like, "Okay, but we're not going in."
Yeah, well, we checked out the Southwark generating station that night, and we couldn't get in.
Yeah, true. We couldn't
Eyes
get
down
in. That's
in the
right.
Delaware
Yeah.
River. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
Delaware,
we
right?
actually got in
Delaware,
onto
right
the
near
property,
the
but we
docks.
couldn't get on because the only way to get in was to go like around this like
It was a chain link
fencing.
fence with
Mhm.
really you had to step like the river would be at your back, and you'd have to have just enough room for your shoes and scoot yourself along this chain link fence to the opening.
Yeah, like
And that was brazen. It was like a
yeah,
generating station. So I was like, it's not that interesting. We're just gonna we're just
yeah, no.
yeah.
All right, so it's a
Yeah.
generating station, but Sean, no, that's interesting to me because you haven't spoke about it that much. The
No.
college, the old Rowan College, University, or that campus so far has been your favorite?
Yes. Is and because it was really because the first time we went there and it cemented it for me. Again, there was no plan for Urbex. We were just gonna drive by,
Scope
whatever.
it out.
And we saw no police and we just pulled right into the parking lot and parked up in the parking lot. Only car in abandoned college campus parking lot. And we walked right in. We were there for like what, an hour, two, Chris?
I'd say about 2 hours. Yeah. Which is
And so we got a full night of Urbex in on a completely new place.
yeah.
Wow.
And we came back out, walked right back out to the car, got right back in the car, and drove right off.
Okay.
Not a single police car at all.
So what would constitute 2 hours, literally 2 hours, making that your favorite spot? Because we've been to quite a few now up to this point.
Probably because it was so modern. Like
Oh.
it wasn't like your typical like abandoned asylum where everything's super old and decrepit and it's like, oh, what's this? We don't use this anymore. No,
Mhm.
there was still a lot of like decently young technology still in there, broken, busted, but like it was just cool to see like I know, well, actually one of the things that really stuck out to me was the barren walls. You go to a place like this, you feel like you're going to see nothing but graffiti, and that's largely true. But this place had barren walls.
Mm.
It was interesting. Now we put our own, footwork on some of those walls, but it was just to see just these barren walls.
Yeah.
It sounds like nothing to anyone else. Like, oh, what are you so psyched about a wall for? But it was just seeing the barren walls, the sort of up-to-date technology. It was how modern it was. It
Yeah.
didn't look like it was old. Because honestly, at that time, it wasn't sitting there for more than I was like 4 or 5 years at that point, I think.
When I drove by, like it literally looked like you could just turn in right off the road.
You can.
You
You
know?
can.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's that
There's
called?
no trespassing signs all over the place,
Raccoonus
but
Creek.
there's no like
Yeah.
only outside on the main road where there's like two cement barriers
Mhm.
where they put up, but the one on the side road there was none. You could just
Wow.
pull right in.
All right. So, no, I can see that. If
The
you do your Bex thing and you explore abandoned places, you will find a lot of graffiti. I know you like that stuff. I actually would prefer the experience where, like that Sean just described, where I go into a place and it's not already
mhm.
wrecked, but a lot of people have been there before, and some of these places
the
have been
the
abandoned
other
for quite a long
place
time.
the other place is the school in Philly. Was it George Pepper? Um, I don't know if it's the locality of it or if it's just like what I saw inside.
Hmm.
I've never seen anything like that. I mean, the school, first of all, the school looked like it was like a prison. Like there wasn't that many windows. Like it
So
literally looked like a prison.
it's called. If you guys already looked this up, I apologize. It's called a brutalist design.
Hmm.
That's the kind of architecture that it is, and
Yep.
it's funny because like obviously the dude's name was like brutalist is a style, but it really is almost literal. Like if you think about it, brutalist is just like, huh, this is kind of brutal. Like you're looking around, it's
Hmm.
not that front. I, so I've been to the place with you guys
Yeah.
once or twice. I don't remember, once or twice. Either
Definitely
way,
twice.
but it was twice.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So I was definitely down there twice. And yes, it did not feel warm. It did not feel welcoming. And I did take a few walks on my own within the building, just just kind of getting away from you guys for a little bit just to see if I could feel anything, see what, hopefully I didn't run into anybody, but just kind of see if I could take a walk on my own and see what's up. And all I could think of was, yes, looking up at like the lockers and looking up at the in the different rooms and seeing some of the boards still up. And I'm thinking like, this does not seem friendly. Like I don't know that if I were a kid and I went here that I would have enjoyed it. Like it didn't seem warm in any way.
Absolutely not. No.
Um,
No, I don't know if they painted the walls when it closed down or what, but like, there's nothing welcoming painted on the walls other than the
Hmm.
graffiti. I mean, obviously you won't be able to see if there was, in some spots, but I mean, it was just a white
Hey, you
wall,
know what?
pillars
We
and,
got we got there recently
yeah,
and we found our way up to the roof.
yeah,
That was cool.
yeah, and
which
that's
is
the first
really
time.
unsafe.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a lot of the oof. You're taking your life in your hands in some of these places we go.
Yeah,
You're
Yeah.
walking up steps and walking through floors and
yep, yeah.
um been very, very lucky safety wise. But yeah, so you got to the roof for the first time. How did that come about? Because they are starting to cordon that place off. Like people are starting.
We just kind of took a set of steps and just ended up somehow on the roof.
Wow. 'Cause
It- it-
that's a
I
big.
don't know if that was Chris's plan. I don't know. I don't think there was ever a plan to find the roof. We just kind of found it.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. It wasn't planned at all, but like Son said, we walked down our usual path that we would take to get in there, and then took a set of stairs, passed by the gym, took another set of stairs, and then walked down a hallway, and there it was, just like a set of stairs that walked right up to the roof. Um, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, if you're that brazen to go up there,
Yeah.
watch for air bubbles and just definitely don't trip over any ridges because there's tons of them by the ledge. So definitely stay away from the edge for sure.
Yeah, anytime there was like overlaps of whatever that stuff was on the roof, like I was like very skittish to step on any of it because I didn't want to like fall through.
Nails and stuff like
Yeah.
puncture your shoe and stuff.
The the well, the first time I was there, I saw blood. Now you said that might have been a pigeon, which is fine. Like that's fine. But
So you want to talk about blood? Let's talk about the annex building.
all right, yeah, let's move on from there. So Sean, your favorite spot was that college, Chris. Just in the past 3 years, what was your favorite spot?
You just mentioned it. It was the annex building, like hands
Okay,
down. That is like
that's
that
the entree. Here we
that
go.
that is the first page. I have like a diary of all the places that we've gone to. I guess it's kind of evidence. I'm sorry. Probably shouldn't keep it, but
What's written? It's not
yeah,
on the computer. Just don't scan it.
true, true. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just keep a handwritten diary,
There
but
you go.
that's the very first page is actually it's right here. So you guys can see it. It is
I'll
a
I think you may have included.
I
can.
did. I did.
So we'll get a digital copy up for evidence.
Right on.
I
But
mean,
that's
for the show.
Evidence.
that was so mind blowing. I've never seen a pentagram firsthand, and when I saw that
Mm.
and then figured out that it was drawn in blood, I was like completely taken back. Like I couldn't even like just the thoughts that were going through my head were just nuts.
You know what? It's funny you bring that up because I remember walking into that room because it was all the way in the basement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to walk in the basement of this place, and the annex building is basically just another schoolhouse. It's like part of the school, I guess.
Yeah, the
It looks
technical side of the school. Yeah.
Yeah.
it looked like what essentially, because Chris, us growing up in Roxborough, Manayunk, it looked pretty much like,
Roxborough High.
well, just like an elementary school
Or
building along the
generic.
car, because
Yeah.
there's a ton of them.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
But yeah, no. So the annex building, just for the people listening, people watching, and I'll put some pictures up as well. The annex building, Pepper's a pretty popular place to explore. So there's a lot of pictures of it. So when you arrive, you first would see the annex building. Looks like an old elementary school. It's much smaller. And then there's a kind of like a drive or a walk or whatever behind the annex building that brings you to the massive George Pepper ghost, whatever the heck.
Sure does.
Ghost Pepper.
Yeah. Ghost pepper.
It brings but so just for reference, when you see it like that's kind of straight on is that elementary school type building. That's the annex building. It's smaller, and you take a street behind it to get to the big brutalist Pepper Middle School. But go on. So the annex building, we kind of have a visual.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, the annex building was by far my favorite, but it was solely because of the pentagram and the night that we went. There was a specific like block party going on across the way from the annex building, and yeah, dude, like we brought my stepson, so it was my first his first time going out there exploring with us. So like it's a memory of that, and then a memory of that pentagram. That's just like it's really stood out to me as far as exploring anywhere. Like, the Rowans and all that. Like I don't think anything will ever top that. Like Sean said for Pennhurst, that he doesn't know if anything will top that. It was quite an experience for me.
Okay. All right,
What about you, Edward? Let's hear about yours.
all right, so I'm gonna go with an easy one. It was the first one we were on, the Sleighton Farm School.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, like now, not
Place was
you
cool.
guys, not exciting. Our good friend Watham, like you guys all the 3 out of 4 Midnight Society members had already been there. This was my first time. It was in the winter. It was cold out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, we tried to get there the first time. It didn't really work out
Oh, okay.
because we remember Chris. We were like chopping through whatever that was. Bamboo. It was like a bamboo brush
So
or
you
whatever.
were Sleighton virgins when we went there.
Yes, we were.
Yeah,
We
technically, yeah.
So no, it was just weird because it's being, hey, we're in our 30s now. We're all dads. We're not as young as we used to be. That was the first time I felt something like that, like the exhilaration
Alive.
being on something just new, not having control of what we were walking into. I mean, for me, again, you guys had seen it before. That's another popular place. Like, I feel like we're playing the greatest hits of Urbex in the area that we live, but at the same time, it was brand new to me. It was my first outing, and the first thing I see when we finally get through the clearing is just a big open field
Mm-hmm.
and a water tower silhouetted by like just a winter sky. Like, and it was, and I have a really good picture of
I
it.
was gonna say you got the coolest
Yeah.
picture ever of
I
that
remember that picture.
that special camera, and you got the picture of the church with that camera too. That was so sick, dude.
So I filmed these things as as we saw them pretty much at
Right.
night. And I just never had that kind of experience before. So it's like we kind of enter the breach, we get through, we can see our breath. It's just like, and it's just the 4 of us, and we're standing there. And that first thing is just a long field in front of us, wide open, and just a water tower. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, are we going to go in the water tower? Like, what awaits us? What awaits us on this
Yeah,
journey,
yeah.
right?
You don't even know the campus layout or
Nope.
anything. It's just like you're going in so blind. Yeah.
So
And
And the thing is, like
the walk up to that place was intimidating too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
when we all first got there, and this is just something I remember that I'll never forget from I almost said Rowan, from Sleighton. Um, the first time we got through that field, and that clearing and everything, we actually got onto like the property. Like we went
Yeah.
on the road and we just started walking. It felt like I was in like, say, like, you ever hear the movie Biodome?
Yeah.
Big old thing over the city. It felt like when you walked in, you got on that road, it felt like you were right in a biodome, a completely different place.
It did feel that's exactly it.
Felt cut off almost.
Yes, like we had kind of crossed this invisible barrier.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And then boom, it put us on the other side of it. And then visually for me, it's like, oh my gosh, like what awaits us?
Hmm.
So then, and the reason again, like if you explore, especially in our area, Slayton's old news, I get it. But for me, this is brand new. Like it is. It's like we crossed a barrier. This is an abandoned school with a lot of things still intact. Now we get to not quite the main road where all the abandoned buildings kind of adorn either side. We get to the main road, and the first building was a little crazy. Like yes, like it's my first experience seeing just um uh graffiti things that you're used to now on abandoned hunts, right? Like we got to kind of this like almost like a shed or an auto mechanic spot or
Yeah.
whatever, right? But
Yeah.
that was nothing. Then all of a sudden we get onto the main road, and this is crazy. Like now on either side are just empty school buildings, once full of life, right? And it's just like, well, how do you choose what to go into? How do you so now you start going up to these places. So it's crossing that kind of invisible barrier, Sean, I think that you were alluding to, getting to that big open field, now getting to the actual school and the campus itself. Now this whole world awaits you. And for me, like we see all these buildings, and then we finally get to the end. It's like the end of the journey, and there's the church.
Hmm.
So like we had been talking about this church, like almost as if it's this mythical character, and then we're there and we see it, and it it was
And
scary. It was
you know
fun.
what's funny about that church? I don't mean to cut you off, but it was
No,
just
no.
walking up to that church. You had to kind of walk uphill.
Hmm.
It kind of felt like a bunch of zombies just roaming into their congregated area or whatever.
I'm
It's
not going to say
it
zombie,
was Resident Evil-esque.
but that's exactly it. In that the world seemed to start closing behind us.
Hmm.
Like we're walking and we're exploring the different buildings on either side of this road. And then we finally get there, and I'll show the picture that I snapped of the church from the outside. And it's almost as if we had been on this insane, like this exhilarating journey.
Journey. That's a good way to put it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know, like, I haven't played video games in a really long time, but I could liken it to, this big open world adventure that you finally get to, like, the last path and the last like lead up to the final boss, and
Right.
that's almost what it felt like.
Hmm.
Like we crossed over, we made it through the field, we made it past the water tower, we made it to the main campus, and then we finally get to this church, and it's almost as if we were being guided there by an
Wow, that's a
invisible.
really good way to put it though. Like that's a really interesting take on our trip to Slayton because I mean it was like I mean Matt was a little bit, like he was a little bit savvy, like he had his cherry
Yeah.
popped a long time ago there, so he was kind of guiding us through there. But yeah, like you said, man, it was like that when once we reached that church, it was like for me, that was like what I wanted to see there.
Hmm.
I wanted to see that church. I wanted to see the inside and all that stuff because I've already seen pictures, but all the other buildings, I mean, we were just walking around looking for an entrance, like you
Hmm.
said, and it was just the unknown. But the
Yeah.
church was so like, oh God, I have to get there because that's the one thing I actually do want to see because I don't know anything about this property at all other than the church.
Sure.
Yeah,
No. So for me that's what it was.
that's
It'll,
cool.
as we kind of get along, and I guess we're pretty close to wrapping up here, but as we go along, I can't wait to do more. I can't wait to see more. Sean's got a drone. We already crossed off another place in the Downingtown tunnels, which,
Yeah.
not as spooky as I thought they would be, especially from, there's some great photography online of those things.
Well, let's not forget we did go there during the day. I think it'd be a lot spookier at night.
Yeah,
But still pretty adventurous though. Like
Yeah.
definitely, if that one side wasn't flooded, I would have went in, you know.
Mhm.
that's true. I guess to be fair, to be completionists, we haven't walked entirely through two tunnels. So,
Correct. Yeah.
okay. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see what's ahead. But for me, Sleighton, I know it's old hat for a lot of you explorers out there. That was just an amazing, crazy night that I will never forget. I will never forget kind of that lead up to the church itself, and then
Yeah.
and we experienced everything. We experienced
Yeah, we did get a little bit of everything in there that night
yeah, because
because we even came across people.
that's the thing. So we were worried about someone patrolling because once you got to the main road, just a little bit of moonlight, you can see where you're going. That was clear. That wasn't overgrown how I thought it would be. We walked pretty handily. We walked like that was a freaking main street of a
You're,
town.
you're right about that. That moon lit that whole place up like a street light, and
Yeah,
there
it
was
did.
not a tree in sight. So
No.
me and Sean were there, and there was a helicopter flying over one time, and we almost got caught there. Just a helicopter flying over, shining the spotlight in there. There's no trees, so it's
Mhm.
just
Yeah, it was fucked.
I'd
No
love
other
to
word.
see what happens to that place, because they're talking about turning it into a residential. I don't know if they started knocking
Well,
things.
dude, remember after that night, like two
Things
nights later, I think, or three
yeah,
nights later,
right, they
there
burned
was
it
a fire in one of the buildings.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It ruins that. Like, what are you doing?
And that's the thing. That's my only plea to other people. If you go and do this, it's a
Be
thrill
respectful.
not everybody gets to experience. Don't ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like I understand
You want to draw your
tag on
penises, you
it.
want to
It's like
drink your beer, whatever, go ahead, but be
light
respectful.
fires. Don't
Yeah.
break stuff. Like come
Ooh, that's another thing. Sorry. I keep all these things keep popping in my head. There's one story from Rowan, and this was from that night, Chris, the night you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I do.
And
Absolutely do.
we were in this one building, and there was other people where we were, and we were like trying to like avoid them. And we were just standing in this one spot. And on the second floor, you see two people just walking with flashlights. They literally shined the flashlights on us and said nothing and
wow.
just walked away. And like it got me thinking, is it common urbex etiquette to just avoid other explorers?
I,
I
f-
wasn't I wasn't sure, so I took it to Reddit.
I was gonna say you could probably find that on Reddit, right?
No, I took it to Reddit. I asked a question, and someone got back and said something to the effect of, "I imagine that's what it would be." Yes, I mean,
Just
I,
respect.
yeah, and it makes sense to me. I mean, I just didn't know. Like it's something I never considered up to that point.
Yeah.
Like we touched on Pennhurst, Sean, there, that guy with the gun. You just don't know. You don't know
Hmm.
anybody. I don't know Joe Schmo walking with a flashlight down a hallway, shining it on me. So that's why we stood still. And then, if you remember, they exited the place. Do you remember they exited the place on the adjacent hall, like the parallel hallway next to
Hmm.
us? They literally were right next to us in the
Yeah,
dark. Like we had our flashlights off, and
yeah. There was like an intersection,
yeah.
and we were coming down this way, and they were coming through this way, and we just kind of like, whoosh.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So they try and avoid people at all costs, just like we do. We didn't
Yeah.
say anything either, so it could have been everything could have changed if we said something,
No,
Well,
It's like we said in the beginning, the people are always scarier than anything paranormal we may come across in any of these
absolutely.
places.
Yeah.
That's when I felt the most scared. Like not a sound off in the distance, not even when I took that first walk in Pepper by myself down the corridor, thinking of all the echoes of days past. The first time at Sleighton Farm School when we heard people
And
and
then adjacent buildings smashing shit.
they
Yeah.
were kind of on our tail almost too, and that's what was scary. So
I don't know if they were on our tail, but they were in the adjacent building where we were sitting in.
but
Yeah.
the thing is, they were taking so there's multiple ways to do it to explore Slayton.
Hmm.
They were exploring it the same way we did. So it's kind of like we saw lights and flashlights going off in buildings that we just were in.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and what did we do? We shut down. We buckled in the darkness, and that's what you do in those situations. You
but I'm
turn your
saying,
flashlights off, you find yourself a dark spot, and you just wait it out. And I think what happened was after like 5 or 10 minutes out, we decided to like walk. And like we're in this building, and over here they're making all this racket, right?
yeah, they were.
And we were just walking down this path and just watching that building the entire time. And they were shamelessly loud,
They were.
absolutely shamelessly loud. And I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna ruin it for everybody. Like, shut up."
So that's the thing. Be as respectful as you can. Yes, I know some of you people like to tag things. I get it. I honestly I like the photography of it. Like it's a challenge almost to kind of see what I can get in the kind of light that's offered. We do this mostly at night, which is cool. But is there anything else with respect to Pennhurst, with respect to the things that we're currently doing, anything on the horizon, anything you'd like to mention before we wrap up here? Sean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to that one story from Penrose I mentioned earlier.
All right.
So you asked what was like the creepiest or scariest moments, right?
Yes. Your scariest
There was the one with the chair.
Okay.
But there was another one probably sometime after that, obviously sometime after that. But we were there with two people, and I don't know, I think Chris thought we were nuts, but one of the people that was with us said that they heard a little girl laughing. We were in the tunnels at this point, and
Crazy stuff happens in the
and
tunnel.
Chris was like, "Nah, you're not. No, you're not. You're bullshitting, whatever." And I was kind of in the same boat as him at that point. I was like, "You're just hypersensitive right now because you're in a bed in a building. Like, I get it. I was the same way." But then I heard it, and it literally was like a little girl, like like laughing, creepy as hell in the freaking dark. And I said, "Stop." I heard it too, and we all got silent for like a moment. And in that moment, I heard what sounded like the pitter patter of little feet coming towards me.
Right.
And I was like, nope, nope. And Chris, I guess, heard none of this because he thought we were all nuts. And I was on the same boat as him until I heard it and then heard the little feet. Like, there's something about children in the dark. Like, no, like I can tell you a few times I'm sleeping in my bed and my kid comes in my room and just sits there and stares. And then I open my eyes and she's like right there. Scares the absolute
I was
crap out
gonna
of me.
say that'll jostle you.
Yeah.
All right. So Chris, your scariest moment so far, whether it be from Pennhurst back in the day or something that has happened within the last 3 years here.
Oof. I would have to say, coming once again, the annex building, man. That's just that stuck with me
Yeah, that pentagram.
with that pentagram.
Wow.
Just because I mean, it would be one thing if it was like a drawn on a piece of cardboard with a Sharpie, or even on the ground with like paint,
Damn.
it's like somebody graffitied a pentagram. That literally looked like it was drawn on blood, and we saw the blood trail. Like
Okay.
And
you'll,
it wasn't, and it didn't look like it was a fake blood trail either because there was like gobs of it.
yes.
I think I have a picture of it, so I can put that up to support.
I'm pretty sure it's on the Google Drive. I think Chris put it up there when we did that.
Yeah. There is no Google Drive. There is no digital evidence
Nope.
of it. No, no. Um, what do you call it? No, okay. So I'll put a picture of that up. Chris was the annex building, seeing the pentagram. Sean, the patter of little feet coming up to him at Pennhurst. Wow.
Terrifying.
What a wild ride. All right. So this
Would not recommend.
this has been episode 119 of the Red River Horror Podcast. Thank you all so much for going on these journeys with Sean, Chris, and I. Matt, we will catch you next time. I definitely want to do this again. We have more places to go, more things to see, more pentagrams to draw. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry, I didn't draw that pentagram.
Yeah,
So.
I sure hope not, man. What did you?
No, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and we'll keep you updated. Sean, you started a YouTube channel. He's got some drone photography going on with some of these places. Chris, you're journaling pretty hard, so I can't wait to hear more stories, and we're going to do this again soon.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I have yet to really use the gear that I've acquired over the last couple of years for something urbex related. I was going to do it for Rowan before that fateful night.
Well,
But
we had 3 years leading up to this point. You had Pennhurst well before that. So I'd say we got a good another 3 years in us to go, if not more, right?
Oh, absolutely. And many more. Absolutely. Stop.
All right. Well, this concludes
I'll be
the
50
reading
still doing this shit.
Yeah.
from the society. Now, like I said, it's an unoriginal name, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Unofficial, unoriginal.
Unofficial, unoriginal.
I like it.
So I'm Eddie Caiazzo, founder of RedRiverHorror.com. You can see some of my exploration videos at the Red River Horror YouTube channel. A lot of stuff up there. I'll put some supporting images and videos up to go with this, and I might do some unique to YouTube videos about some of the places that I've been, both with Chris and Sean, and on my own, because that's been happening too. So for Joe Zakreski, host of the Red River Horror Podcast, we'll be back next week with an all-encompassing recap of I Know What You Did Last Summer. You're going to want to be hooked to that one. But my guests, Sean Gallagher, Chris Henley, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it very much.
All right. And abandoned places, something that we can all get behind, something that we can all see, and just another one of them channels of fear. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Red River Horror Podcast. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, and share. For great written horror content, go to redriverhorror.com. On Spotify or Apple Music, leave us a comment. Or if you have a thought about the show, just email redriverhorror@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and as always, thank you for following those channels of fear.